left-handed humans, right-handed humans, ambidextrous humans, humans who use one hand for throwing a ball and a different hand for handwriting. But what about when you've got 8 arms? Do you still play favorites then? Because every day is a no-bones day for an octopus, their arms are the most flexible appendages in the animal world. They can squoosh, stretch, bend, twist, and they can do each of those things at different points in the arm. So, stretch the end of the arm and twist closer to the body, that kind of thing. But just because octopus can, doesn't mean octopus does. That is to say, octopodes are physiologically capable of all those motions with each arm, but researchers publishing in scientific reports wanted to see whether, in practice, octopodes actually used that full range of motion for each arm. To do so, they started capturing 25-minute-long videos of 25 octopodes from 3 species at sites across Spain, Florida, Puerto Rico, the Cayman Islands, and Saba Island and Bonaire in the Netherlands Antilles. Together, 25 minutes worth of video resulted in 10,668 distinct actions and arm motions. The idea here is that our researchers would see octopus arm movements as a product of natural behavior by looking at videos in their own habitats and by looking at small numbers of related octopus species across a range of different environments to see the typical use of octo arms. Looking over these clips, researchers found that all arms could do all activities and bend all sorts of ways, but they did have preferences. You can see from the top right there that they don't have much left arm, right arm preferences, interestingly, but they have pretty substantial preference for front arms versus back arms, using front arms 64% of the time and rear arms 36%, and the rearmost arms were the least used. Comes to favoring front arms, I get it. If I'm reaching for something, I probably want to see what I'm grabbing for, and that's easier to do when it's, in front of me. But octopodes are also bilaterians, as you can tell from having a bilaterally symmetric little face with their 2 eyes and all that. That's as opposed to species like jellyfish and sea anemones and sea stars that are radially symmetrical. We've seen some evidence that bilaterian vertebrates beyond just humans have some left side, right side preferences, like mice preferring one little mouse paw over the other, or frogs preferentially leaping to one side over another. So it's interesting to see that those preferences didn't seem to appear in octopodes. If that's true more generally, it's possible that the neural features that give us that kind of sidedness don't show up in octopodes. And considering both their arms and nervous systems are so different than those of vertebrates, yeah, fair play. But that's not the only outstanding question researchers have after performing this investigation. Like I said, the 3 species of octopodes observed in this study were all pretty closely related, and these marine biologists are interested in seeing whether other octopus species might demonstrate different arm preferences or behaviors. Like, do species with long, slender arms use them differently? Interestingly, the authors also point out that their analyses of how octopodes use their arms in real life could provide inspiration for soft robotics, which also use flexible arm systems for complex tasks. I would never have thought of this study's application to bio-inspired robotics. It's a cool line of inquiry to pursue for these findings. But personally, I'm invested because so many of us know a little bit about octopus arms, like how 2/3 of their neurons are in their arms rather than their central brain. But this study illustrates how much we have yet to learn about how they use all the neurons in those arms. We didn't know whether octopodes can be right or left-handed. We clearly have to arm ourselves with more knowledge on the topic. And I know just who might be so armed.